Hey everyone, this is a clip from a recent episode of Another Pass, where we talk about movies and all the struggles that go into making them. If you like it, check out the whole podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts. The music is my biggest, hurdle in terms of enjoying this movie. Once we get to the last act, I actually fucking love it, which is wild when I listened to Drew McWeeney's podcast, formerly Moriarty on Ain't It Cool News, where he did an episode talking about how much he fucking loves this movie, and it's like, at the very end it stumbles. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? The very end is like the best part, because all of a sudden that turns into a full-on, it's the boat chase, we get the fights, we get the actual spinach scene, and we get them doing the Popeye number. And that's actually looks great when he's dancing on water because he just ate spinach and is doing this Fosse style leg movement, or this Gene Kelly style leg movement. Yeah. That looked great. I thought that looked incredible. And that song was, made me so...
not the last song. I'm sorry. The worst song was during the boat chase, which is called Children. But go on.
I'm just talking about the Popeye theme. The Popeye theme is so jaunty, and I really enjoy that all. And this movie, it's supposed to be a port city that, it's everything's about sailors and whatnot. And I don't need it all to be sea shanties, but it should feel something I don't know, a little adventurous. It should have some pep to it. Jaunty is the word I'm going to keep on using for it, because I feel like that's the appropriate one that kind of conveys the emotion that I'm trying to express. And all this movie is late 70s soft rock. That's my biggest hurdle. And then the comedic stuff, I wish that we could do masters, have more wide shots of it all. And those are my big sticking points to it. But once we're in it, and once I was settled on okay, we're doing just sketches of Popeye, I was okay, this is where it kind of gets fun. But the decision to have it be an origin story also was kind of he is, how do you say yam but as a negative? He ain't yam what he yam. At the start of this movie, he turns into Popeye over the course of it, and but he's enough Popeye already that it isn't a big transformation. There's an argument to be made that Sweet Haven as a town corrupts whoever comes into it and turns them into these cartoonish characters. But Popeye doesn't start off that way, so he doesn't really transform. He just becomes accepted by the people there. But they do set up this is where he gets his corncob pipe. Okay, fuck, whatever. I don't need the origin story for that. I'm fine with getting the origin story for him eating spinach. I thought that was all fun, him crying about and hating spinach.
Yeah,
cool.
Robin Williams crying as a baby as Popeye was great.
Yeah, great stuff. Once Ray Walston shows up, this movie is fucking dynamite for me. Even if the song while the boat chase is happening is sort of whatever.
That's also barely a song. It's
right, yeah,
it's a bad takeoff of Kids from Bye Bye Birdie called Children that is barely spoken in rhythm.
Yeah, I didn't even process that there was a musical number there so much as just music.
It is a musical number. It is on the list of original songs for the movie.
But that that last third of the movie I'm really enjoying, because we're all the characters are laid out to do a Popeye story. But when Popeye arrives and everyone's just kind of scared of them, that kind of scene works better, frankly, on a stage. The him showing up and everyone's a stranger. He's supposed to be kind of a grizzled sailor type character. He's Popeye the Sailor Man, and even if he isn't fully come into his own as this I eat spinach and so I can kick people's ass kind of character yet, I feel he's starting off enough in that space that I wanted him to be that character more so. Williams is doing a full-on Popeye imitation. He's got the giant fucking forearms. He's got all the things necessary to be classified as Popeye for most people. I don't know.
The biggest they can get yet, which they save for the end.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
because
I will say
that makes sense.
That even when he doesn't power up, Popeye just has big arms. That's just because he's a sailor. He's not he wasn't the Sailor Man until the end, but he was always Popeye. He always was who he was. He was.
But that's what I'm saying. The focus on this movie being an origin story, I think, is wasted. I think that the idea should be more that Popeye is already kind of who he is. Spinach might be a magnifier for it, but Popeye is Popeye. He's already a carbon copy of Poop Deck Patty. in all the ways that matter. And God, I love things that I like. I love the fact that we have identical arguments between the two of them, just reversed, and it still works. Like, fucking great. Like literally saying the same lines, but just the opposites. Works wonderfully.
No, their chemistry is great.
Remember, if you like that clip, check out the podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.